I just want to get one final thought from you. Are there words that are used to describe men that offend you?
Nine bang ready.
Not particularly, and if there was some I don't like,
Throwing
I
nine
certainly
bang.
wouldn't want them banned, but it always goes back to that old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones.
Peter
No,
Lloyd.
that's just not.
Peter Lloyd, okay, wait, I think we'll let you carry on.
That is ridiculous. No, hang on, I won't do your show again if you don't let me respond
Go
to
on.
that.
LOL!
What's up, everyone? This is Furious Nevermind. There are bad days, and then there are epic bad days. This is shaping up to be one of those. Alright, so today's voting day. We went out, we voted, we came in strong, and we came out strong. But the results aren't in yet, so I'm not gonna do you know, what did I vote for, why video just yet. Today is a promissory request, let's call it, where I told a woman I would make a video about it rather than writing her, you know, a 50-foot comment. So here we go. You heard my boy Peter Lloyd. Basically, everything is a feminist, and all women are feminists because they're all immune to selective service. They all get affirmative action, and they don't petition against it. So every woman counts as a feminist. Okay, so umbrage, noun. A feeling of anger caused by being offended. A strong emotion, a feeling that is oriented towards some real or supposed grievance. Umbrage. So it comes from the same source as umbrella, which is shade or shadow. Alright, so if you've taken umbrage, or especially given umbrage, you're essentially throwing shade. Alright? Well, of this person that I was talking to, and I'll hyperlink the original video. All of my sources and assertions will be backed up by hyperlink in the description box of this video as always. I was having a conversation with someone called So This on a video, someone else's video. And she commented in very brief that 2 to 10% of rape accusations are false. Yes, this is going to be a rape related video. And a lie related video. 2 to 10% of false, or 2 to 10% of rape accusations are false. To which I responded that the real number is closer to 60% prevalence at minimum. Because it cannot be ambiguous, the claims, but it must be provably false, which means to say it needs to both have no evidence and they must admit to lying, right? Then and there, not recant down the road. So, of course, that's going to be a small number, depending on your data set, right? So, basically, that is a really big margin for error, right? Because it can have zero evidence and not be technically false. It's just unproven. See? And with all the CSI we have, come on. So, she also parroted back the old, what is it, that of victims of sexual assault and rape, women are 98% of the victims. Although I've mentioned before that female on male rape, which is called force to penetrate, a lesser felony, has the same exact prevalence as male on female rape. So, how 98% of sexual assault and rape victims are female? Well, yes, if they're only counting rape, then it doesn't count force to penetrate, right? But sexual assault counts force to penetrate, so that can't possibly be true. But of course, they rigged the data so that it would be. Gotta get that money, to get that public funding. So, okay, so now I'm not gonna deconstruct the data pertaining to her claim, 40% of, oh, I haven't got to it. Oh, I'm not going to, you know, dig into the data of her claim necessarily, any of them. But, other than what I just did. But what I'm going to actually do is take a look at a specific claim of hers, and that'll be the rest of the video. So, the NCVS, which I forget what it stands for. Oh yeah, the National Crime Victimization Surveys. Those are what we're going to be looking at. So I will be looking squarely at the report at why women don't report these crimes in huge numbers. Okay, because remember she said 40%. That's a lowball estimate. All right, of the actual. See, the prevalences are jacked way up for the actual crime, but when it comes to how little they report it, that's actually quote lowered way down. Right? And there's a reason why. So she says 40% of all rape cases, only 40% of rape cases get reported. Now the 2014 data was a small set from 1 year, so I'm guessing that I'm not guessing, I scoured for it. I couldn't find it. There is no, questionnaire as to why they didn't report. So I went and got the 2006 to 2010 meta-analysis, and it did have that information, why women didn't report and in what number. So males have a justice-based morality system or ethical system, and females have a care-based morality or ethical system. This is not set in stone, but it seems to fit like a glove to me. Ergo, women don't care about justice and doing the right thing. It's all about what gets more coins in their pocket, babies in their belly, food on their table, and boys on their Tinder. Alright? So, we're looking at 2006 to 2010 NCVS to basically color in the missing parts of her 2014 NCVS. So she says that 40% of claims, codename Umbrage, Mrs. Umbrage, says that only 40% of cases are reported. Now, as I've said many times on this channel, male brains have larger sex and aggression centers, and female brains have larger emotion and communication centers. Okay, male sex and aggression, female emotion and communication. But virtually every part of male aggression and our dominance instincts is tightly litigated, if not outright illegal. Okay, then you throw in stuff like affirmative consent laws, rape shield laws that only protect women and also protect false accusers. And basically everything about being a man is illegal when it comes to sex and aggression. Okay? But if you look at false rape accusations, rumors, relational aggression, these things are all perfectly legal. Up to the point where 5 or 10 women can falsely accuse the president of the United States up out of nowhere, or the, presidential candidate, and not one of them does jail time. But if I walk up and slap somebody in self-defense and I slap them too hard, I'll go to jail. That's how bad it is. Or if I have consensual sex and she changes her mind. So, on to, basically this stuff is short-term detrimental to men, long-term detrimental to us all. Welcome to the matriarchy. So the victimization not reported to the police section of the 2006-2010 NCVS records the following. Rape is the most underreported crime at 63%. Remember, I'm using a larger study than she referenced. At 40%, she said. 63% of sexual assaults are not reported to police. This makes a claim by So This seem much more true. However, rape and sexual assault reporting to police and medical attention 1992 to 2000, a source for the victimization not reported to the police section of the 2006 to 2010 NCVS shows the following under a section called Reasons for Not Reporting to Law Enforcement Authorities. When victims of rape, attempted rape, and sexual assault did not report the crime to the police, the most often cited reason was that the victimization was a personal matter. Go ahead and let that roll around for a second. What? You didn't call the cost because it's personal? Doesn't that mean it's a personal matter between two different people wherein a crime was committed? Really, I don't think I can hum loud enough to that one enough. So, the number one reason for not reporting a crime is that it's a personal matter. Rape, personal matter, 23%, 23.3%. That's the same number of single mothers that we have, which is the most popular option. So that's actually a lot. Personal rape, 23%. Fear of reprisal, 16%. You know, the women are afraid. We can't put them in jail. They'll be afraid to come forward. Yeah, 16% versus personal matter, 23%. Flop. Okay, completed and attempted sexual assault, personal matter, 25%. Seem pretty stable. Reported to different officials, 12%. Okay? So we got more people worried about fear of reprisal than we do people calling the cops. That sounds to me like nonsense. I mean, come on. I've had the mobs try to come after me. That's bull stuff. All the woman has to say is, he did stuff to me. And that guy will be in so much trouble, he can't even believe it so fast. He'll never really process it. So,
task UAV on my
yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So, rape was a personal matter, 23%. Fear of reprisal, 16%. Police bias, suspected bias, 5%. Because they'll say, oh, the police don't believe them. Yeah, 5%. Come on. And that's not even accurate. That's just saying like they think it was 5%. So, attempted rape, right? And this is the big one. It should be, right? Rather than completed. Personal matter, 16%. Really? Fear of reprisal, 11%. Fear that they would protect the offender, basically victim blaming, 9%. Completed and attempted sexual assaults, personal matter, 25%. So the largest group by far. You could add up all the other groups together and they wouldn't equal personal matter. Okay? In any one of these groups, 25%, right? Reported to different official, another official, because they might suspect bias, 12%. Fear of reprisal, 11%. The victim offending relationship and informing the police, right? So that's basically how it went down. The closer the relationship between the female victim and the offender, the greater the likelihood that the police would not be told about the rape or sexual assault. When the offender was a current or former boyfriend or husband, about 3/4 of all victims, supposed victims, were not reported to the police. 77 of completed rapes, 77 of attempted, 75 of sexual assault not reported. Basically, we're getting numbers 70, 60, 70, 80, 50, 40, 30. All right, not reported, not reported, not reported. Okay, of every kind of sexual crime you could think of. Right? 80%, 70%, 75%. Very consistent. This is what women are doing. Lying about it to like socially ruin someone and then not calling the cops so they don't have to go to jail for filing a police report, a false police report. That's all it is. They should get in a lot more trouble than that. But there's my response to you. Whatever you're gonna sow this and let it be a lesson to you. Catch you later.
Charges. Guilty until proven innocent. That's very dangerous for our country. That's very dangerous for our country. And I have it myself all the time. But for me, it's like a part of the job description. Let it happen to me. Shouldn't happen to him. Shouldn't happen to him. What he's going through, 36 years ago, this happened. I had one beer, right? I had one beer. Well, you think it was, nope, it was one beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What neighborhood was it in? I don't know. Where's the house? I don't know. Upstairs, downstairs, where was it? I don't know. But I had one beer. That's the only thing I remember. And a man's life is in tatters. A man's life is shattered. His wife is shattered. His daughters were beautiful, incredible young kids. They destroy people. They want to destroy people. These are